Why spraying alone doesn't work on spiders. Did you know spiders don't absorb pesticide the way insects do? It's true, and it's one of the biggest reasons people keep seeing webs even after they've sprayed. Spiders have long legs that keep their bodies lifted off the ground, so only the tips of their feet ever touch treated surfaces. They're not dragging their bellies through the spray like a roach or an ant. And here's the kicker. Spiders don't groom themselves the way insects do. Roaches and ants clean their legs with their mouth parts, which helps them ingest any pesticide they picked up. Spiders don't do that, so even if they walk through a treated area, they're not likely to absorb or ingest enough to matter. Plus, most of them aren't even walking around. They're sitting up in webs, which don't get sprayed at all. Even the ones that stay on the ground keep that upright posture, barely making contact. And with over 600 spider species across Ohio, you can expect them to show up in corners, soffits, and sheltered areas around your home, anywhere they can hunt undisturbed. Right here's a starter wasp nest, about the size of a golf ball. If we didn't catch this early, it would double in size every few weeks, and by summer, you'd have a serious colony to deal with. Around Cincinnati, you'll commonly see house spiders, cellar spiders, and orb weavers. These are classic web builders, exactly the type that avoid ground contact and stay suspended where spray won't reach. So unless you physically knock them out of their web and into a treated zone or hit them directly, the spray alone usually isn't doing the job. That's why dewebbing isn't just for show. It's one of the most important steps in actual spider control. The purpose of dewebbing. Dewebbing isn't just for spiders, and it's not just for looks. It's the first step in actively removing pests from the structure. We're clearing webs, wasp nests, fly buildup, and any visible insect activity around soffits, trim, porch lights, and entry points. These aren't just webs, they're breeding grounds. If you leave them in place, pests come back. Remove them, and you break that cycle. And it's not just about the spiders you can see. Each spider sac we knock down can hold hundreds of eggs, and stopping that before it hatches makes a massive difference down the line. Late summer and early fall are peak nesting seasons around here. If you don't break those webs down now, you'll see compounded spider activity in spring. There's evidence that repeatedly disturbing a spider's nest, even without using chemicals, can agitate them to abandon the area, and that may hold true for other pests. Dewebbing disrupts those patterns physically and behaviorally. And unlike chemical treatments, this step shows immediate results. The home looks cleaner, the webs and nests are gone. It's one part of the service customers can see right away, and it sets the tone for everything else we do. The tool and technique. We use a commercial-grade telescoping web pole. It extends over 20 feet so we can clear safely from the ground without using ladders. No ladders, no risk. A lot of homeowners get hurt trying to climb and clear this stuff themselves. This pole keeps us safely on the ground and off of your roof. We're not just swiping randomly. We're targeting soffits, peaks, porch lights, vents, and second-story trim. Anywhere pests settle, we clear it out. Depending on what we're dealing with, we can even swap out pole heads. Softer bristles for dusty webs, firmer ones for wasp nests or heavy material, and a wide range of attachments. It's about using the right tool for the job every time. It's strong enough to knock down small wasp nests, spider sacs, and fly buildup, not just soft cobwebs. And while we're working, we're inspecting, spotting pest patterns, entry points, and vulnerabilities most people miss from the ground. Here's something most people don't realize. Spiders, especially orb weavers, can rebuild their entire web in a single night. If you don't clear it thoroughly, they'll be right back by morning. A single strand of spider silk can stretch up to 5 times its length without breaking, and by weight, it's stronger than steel. That's why half-hearted brushing doesn't get it done. You need to strip the web completely from its anchor points. And species like cellar spiders, the ones that love basements and corners, don't stop at one web. They constantly expand and layer their webs into messy, dense clusters if they're not knocked down. That's why the dewebbing pole isn't just for cleaning. It's a critical mechanical tool. It forces pests to abandon zones, stops rebuilds, and exposes hidden pest activity we wouldn't catch otherwise. This is precision work, and it's one of the most important tools we use that doesn't involve a single drop of product. Real world walkthrough. Alright, now let's put everything into practice. We always start high and work down. Soffits, second-story windows, porch lights, vents, trim, anywhere pests like to build, we clear. Here you've got webs tucked up in the corners. Spiders love warm, sheltered spots close to food sources. And porch lights are a magnet for flying insects at night. We're also looking under gutters, around vents, and behind downspouts. You'll often find hidden nests or heavier fly buildup in these tucked away spots. Every time we sweep, we're not just knocking pests down, we're forcing them to move, resetting their patterns, and exposing areas that need treatment. This step clears the structure, disrupts behavior, and makes every product we apply after that work better and last longer. Spotting hidden pest problems. When we're dewebbing, we're not just knocking down what you can see. We're spotting what's coming next. Right here's a fresh spider egg sac, bright white. If it stays up, it'll darken to tan, then brown, then black. And when it gets dark, you're days away from hundreds of baby spiders hatching out into the structure. Same with starter wasp nests. When we find them early, golf ball size or smaller, we can stop a full colony before it becomes a problem. Wait too long, and you're not just dealing with nests, you're dealing with dozens of aggressive adults around your home. Even heavy fly buildup around lights tells us something. It's a sign of food sources nearby. Rotting organic matter, moisture issues, or structural gaps pests are exploiting. Clearing that buildup is a part of cutting the food chain that keeps pest pressure high. And while we're clearing, we're inspecting, spotting loose vent covers, gaps behind siding, cracks around windows, little things most people miss that can lead to big pest problems later. This is what separates Happy Hive from a spray and go company. We're not just treating symptoms, we're looking for causes. We're not just knocking down webs, we're reading the structure. We're not just applying product, we're building long-term control. We even structure our services to protect our team. Dewebbing comes first, because walking through fresh pesticide would expose our technicians unnecessarily. We minimize exposure, follow strict safety standards, and treat every home like it matters, because it does. Integrated pest management means using everything available: mechanical removal, behavior disruption, environmental inspection, and targeted product, all working together. It isn't just a strategy, it's a standard. And that's why our results last longer and why our customers stick with us. We treat homes better than our own, and it starts right here by doing the first step better than anyone else.